Hey everyone, how's it going? Mathil here. Here with my new crit Flameblast spec that I have dubbed the FlameDab, because all you are doing is one charge Flameblast all the way to winning town. You rarely go above one charge, but it's so great and versatile because if you want the bigger DPS, which you might need for bosses, go up to the 10 charges. So I'm crit based entirely, I'm level 88, I now have 4900 life, and I'm ready to demonstrate the spec, which I will do with a speed Gorge clear with Ele reflect, as that will show one of the toughest things that Flameblast Prolift specs usually have to deal with, Ele reflect, and then I will do an Atziri run to showcase the second most toughest thing that burn specs have to deal with, which is Atziri, who cannot be ignited. It's not pretty, but it's doable, and it's, not too expensive. So what I'm rolling with is the 2 daggers I bought quite a while ago and have just been using for all my spellcaster builds. I only have 2% fire leech. You can use a Doriani's belt, but I just went with a belt that fills in my resists and gives a bit of life at the moment. Got Voidbringers, regular pair of boots, some mana regen, some life, that's the important stuff there, some helm that gives you resist life, and a neck that gives you some stuff. So the gear requirement, not too strict, pretty flexible, do whatever you want, and you can make it work. Passive tree, I'll post that later, but we essentially start here, grab some decent life, all the crits, many crits, many lives, crits, lives, some damage over time stuff, etc. I needed to take 130 dex node for my gear, but that can be fixed once I get around to it. EB for extra mana regen. And power charges are my next things I'm filling out, because with the Herald of Thunder Curse on Hit setup, I typically always have max power charges, but I've left those till last to upgrade. So we'll go ahead with this Gorge run. Ele reflect, bear in mind pack size as well, which makes it a bit more dangerous. But we'll see if we can just do it quickly and safely enough. So we use Arctic Armor for the purpose of reflect dealing and Purity of Fire, just the 4 extra max res. Otherwise we have Clarity and Herald of Thunder. So Herald of Thunder also gives you the lightning damage on your Flameblast, which prolifts when you crit, so everything gets shocked and burned. So Herald of Thunder, really amazing for this build. We'll get going now. Primarily just running. Still pop chests, because, why not? I'll go back and check loot after. Primarily running, but I do have a lightning warp setup, because it is faster and it does get you over certain hurdles sometimes. With my 3 power charges up, I believe I have about 60 crit. So by the time I hit level 91, I should have 6 power charges, 7 if I opt for it with what bandit quests. I just this character was not originally filled out for this purpose of power charges, so I never took it. But if I was leveling the character, I would have power charges. I would have taken that free power charge, I mean. So as you can see, it's all about the dab. And because of the way Flameblast works, you don't actually need Ooh, ran out of pots. Come on. Yes, got it. Slowed in momentum there for a second. So it's a bit dangerous because I'm doing it so goddamn fast right now. I'm trying to do it so fast. But typically you wouldn't run out of your health pot so easily. And you wouldn't be, hitting yourself to reflect so often, so it wouldn't be as dangerous. But yeah, as I'm saying, you only dab, and the way Flameblast works is like it's really quick even without cast speed, just to hit it and then move on. So while I have 0 cast speed, the initial just dab is so fast. Which is why I think the crit build's pretty damn good for this sort of stuff. Careful not to one-shot myself though. So that was something like 2.5 minutes, bit over. Don't think anything special dropped, so I'm not going to really go back. But you can see that was pretty quick. That was with Elemental Reflect, and that is the biggest bane of these specs. So without Elemental Reflect, it's actually really safe, and I do run around quite comfortably without many issues. And I don't have a portal score for some reason. Almost 5k life, just the way I've built it. You can go for a bit more, so I'm pretty tanky, pretty well off in that sense. But now I'll do an Atziri run as well, which is takes a bit of know-how in the later stages. Yeah, just Atziri herself can't actually be. Oh, that's the wrong one. Still want a Bleed Flask, still want a Curse Flask, but I'd like a Topaz and a Ruby for this purpose. So right now my red gem that I'm running in my 5-link is increased burning, but for the more fire resistant mobs I put in Fire Pen, and that includes things like this where a lot of the guys are either fire resistant or elemental resistant. Fire Pen will be of greater benefit. And bosses. Most bosses are pretty resistant to elements. Come on. Waiting for that crit. They're pretty resistant to elements, so Fire Pen ends up like weighing out increased burning damage. So it's just an easy swap between the two of those for certain maps or bosses or situations. But most of the time I'm running increased burning. It's a bit safer for reflect as well, because Fire Pen will increase the damage of your initial hit, which threatens the reflect just a bit more. Whereas increased burning just does more burn damage, as is in the name, and burn does not reflect. So in general, I go with increased burning, swap to Fire Pen for certain situations. These guys aren't that easy. Gotta get a nice crit on them, and you got a 50-50 chance of doing that. Otherwise, you just gotta run around and play it a bit safe. You'll see. Hopefully I won't do any dying. And yeah, once you get a 6-link, you run both burning damage and Fire Pen, which will be so insane. Didn't score a crit there. Got the crit that time. Got the crit that time. Oh, are you kidding me? He didn't die? Oh, that was a little bit dangerous, because I thought he was dead, and then he popped up right next to me. Not a big deal. Would have survived anyway. Topaz Flask, only regular Atziri, and the ball lightnings don't do that much damage to my 5k life. Good to keep going. Val Totems, you gotta slap them, because burn does not, or Prolift does not affect totems. So you've always got to target the totem itself when you see Val Totems. Play it a bit safe if you want. I'm just running at these guys because why the hell not? They don't usually kill me. But I mean, this is a very safe spec if you want it to be. Just slow down a bit, run around, get burn up, get prolif up, keep running around. I'm trying to make it go as fast as possible because I'm just addicted to clear speed. So take how I clear with a grain of salt. And I didn't have my Arctic armor back up, that's my bad. But yeah, I'd call this spec hardcore viable once you get your things up and running. Certain gear and gems and all that. Passives, so just be careful. You don't, I don't really ever die to reflect. Like as you just saw, I did an entire map with reflect, which is far more dangerous than a single reflect pack. But if you just, I don't know, for some reason are standing there casting a massive Flameblast, yeah, there's a chance you'll die to just a reflect pack if it walks in. But that's never happened to me so far. These guys are a bit tough. Like I can get pretty damn shredded. So that's one down. Next guy down. They don't seem to get burnt anymore. Well, you know. Yeah. Burnt, basically. In the final phase. Woo! Running out of flask charges is just the biggest problem, basically. But yeah, like they just don't take any prolif or burn in their final phase, the third one left alive. So you can't just like burn prolif off of things, you have to just crit them over and over for them to actually die. It's weird because I don't think it says cannot be ignited anymore on the actual guys, but they can't be, so I don't know. Maybe I just didn't read it. But yeah, I've only done this once, but I either, as far as my opinion goes, I think you could leave either one of the two melee guys alive to kill last. Definitely go for the Rainmaker first. Can see though, pretty effective spec for clearing, especially. I mean, I'm showing the hardest possible things you will be doing, and typically your burn prolif specs or your Flameblast specs don't venture into Atziri at all. And by all means there will still be builds that are far better than this at doing it, but I'm just proving that it can be done with the build. I'll have super good map clear videos up in the future, because this is pretty cheap and effective. Like, it's pretty crazy for how cheap this is. In total, this is probably under 10 exalts. Well under 10 exalts. Just to build the basics, you'll only take like 5. I don't have any portal scrolls, so let's not die. But that is asking quite a bit, honestly. Like, it can be tough. With the right crits, it becomes so easy. With not the right crits, then yeah, it feels like you're bleeding out slowly. There we go. Solid crit there. And she just pisses off. Now we pick one of these guys. No crit. Got a crit. Ah! Just lived too. That's brutal. That was my bad. I got hit by a Stormcall and spear at the same time. Which with the combo killed me. But it shouldn't. One at a time. It was just my bad. Shit happens. Please forgive me. Oh, there's actually a room over here I didn't clear. It looks like. There it is. Sure would have been nice if I had a portal scroll though. If I picked one up and dropped one there. My confidence was my undoing, I suppose. Oh, Scarab. Very nice. Still don't see any portal scrolls. Are you kidding me? 6 socket. Okay. I guess we're going without a portal scroll again. Whoa, that was an accident. I did not mean to click on that yet. That, yeah, no, that was stupid. I was just pressing my Arctic armor, but I clicked on the door itself, so as soon as I zoned in, my Arctic armor was casting, and so I was like locked in place while she was trying to bot rape me. So just got to get a nice crit at the start of the phase. We did get one. Super. Got to pick the right guy, get a nice crit. No nice crit. Some sort of crit, don't know if it was nice enough. It was. Keep going. That's kind of bad news. Whew. Because I ran out of a topaz flask. And that's also my bleed flask, so I was a little bit worried at the end there. But we got a nice crit on the spear one. Happy days. So yeah, I mean I died once, that was my fault. Please take into consideration you will do better than me. Crit! Nope. Whoa! I thought I had a Quicksilver flask. I was wrong. Come on. Yes. So that's without any burn prolif on the boss, which is unfortunate. But hey, still worked. Still got there in the end. Hope you can understand that, yeah, it would be doable without any deaths. You just gotta not suck as many balls as I just did. Anyway, so I'll just go over the gems real quick. They're not optimized as far as links and all that. So bear that in mind. Like, I could have both my auras in here and then my herald in there, and then that would free up the entire 4 link that you could put something cool in if you want. Like a Vile skill. I don't know, something else. Flame, what is it? A flame totem. That could be used for Atziri as well. That could be pretty nice. Anyway, so I just got Purity Fire, Link to reduce mana. In my Voidbringers, I have Curse on Hit, Reduce Mana, Assassin's Mark, and Herald of Thunder. +1 level to Herald of Thunder from Voidbringers. That's, yeah, it's a little bit nice. Just my cast when damage taken setup, cast when damage taken during Cry, Mortal Call, and increased duration. faster casting, reduced duration, lightning warp, and then clarity, reduced mana, and elemental weakness. So I cast that when my curse has not been up from Assassin's Mark, and that's basically it. Sometimes you don't get a Assassin's Mark up due to crits and stuff, but that'll go. That's just as useful. You can run a 2 curse setup if you choose. Replace reduced mana with your elemental weakness, pick up all that, or a ring, or the boots. That's up to you. I'm happy with mine at the moment. And my main setup is Flameblast, Ele Prolif, Conk Effect, crit damage, fire pen, or burning damage. One or the other usually. But that is about all you need to know, I think. Flask setup, they're pretty flexible. Just an instant pot, you definitely need one of those. Very helpful. Most of your sustain comes from the fire leech, but whenever you actually take a big hit, you'll be covering it with your life flask. Just going to be picking up the next power charges as my last bit of thing. So level 91 I should have 6 power charges, level 92 I'll probably have 7. See if I go that far or not. But yeah, that's my FlameDab spec. Crit Flameblast. I've been really trying to make it work for like 6 months now, and with Herald of Thunder, Curse on Hit, it finally feels like it comes together to make a decent enough build. So I'm happy with it. Hope you try it out. It might even be my next build for the next league or the 1 week race, something like that, depending if anything changes. But I'm pretty satisfied with how this is going. So I am Mathel once again. Thanks for watching my new build, and see you guys next time.